Hi, hello and welcome to Journey Towards Wealth. In today's video, let's discuss about a client query or a consultation query that I received recently. This is about a family settled in Bangalore, or they're working in Bangalore in mid 40s or early 40s. Both the spouse, the husband and the wife, both of them are working in good jobs, or I would say high income jobs in Bangalore. They have a very stressful life. In spite of all that, what I could see is they have beautifully planned their financial life. It's very difficult for somebody in that kind of career. The husband is a VP in one of the IT companies, and the wife works in a banking company in a very senior position. So both of them have been doing extremely well for themselves, but they haven't done anything which is different or which cannot be replicated. They went in the traditional route of continuing to invest over a period of 20-25 years and let the money grow over a period of time. Now they have some expenses coming up in the next couple of years, and they would like to know whether they are prepared for their journey towards retirement. Again, a retirement calculator or a retirement calculation is not just about numbers. It is also beyond the financial numbers. It is about how prepared are you for it. Now, as I already mentioned, the husband is around 45 years and he is looking at a retirement about 55. And he has 10 more years of his career where he will keep continuing to invest. And also the wife will be continuing for next 10 years. But they have some major expenses coming up in between, which is their kids' higher education. They just have one kid, and the kids' higher education, the kids' marriage. Then the best thing that I liked about them is they were not sure about where they will be settling in life, and hence they have not invested in a property. They continue to keep investing in the mutual funds, and that is their only investment. And fortunately, the mutual funds have given them a good return over the past 20 plus years, and because of which they are in very good position financially today. Now, in the next couple of years, they are looking at buying a property, thinking that they will be settling in Bangalore, and they will be buying a property in the next 8 to 10 years. Also, they would want other couple of investments, and they have allocated quite a huge amount for their old age care, which I don't see many people interested in doing. They assume that they will remain healthy over the next couple of years. Now, what I've seen over various people I've interacted is they do not even today realize the importance of having an old age care taken care of, because people believe with the advancement in medical field there are lesser chance for you to actually go through health problems when you age. But I have seen people around me in their 80s, 90s not able to actually have a normal life for the various illnesses or the various different kind of health situation they are in. Hence, it's important that you are prepared for it with enough money, so that in case tomorrow you are not in a position to take care of yourself, you at least have money and you're not dependent on your kids financially, because that could be a huge burden on the next generation if you're not prepared for it. And hence I felt quite happy seeing them prepared for this one thing, which is long-term medical care. Another thing is, I really wanted to bring this couple onto this video and introduce to them that there are such people who still exist and who keeps taking care of their money and investing them and believing in the long-term journey. Today, people are looking at quick rich schemes and easier way to make money. They believe that it is only through businesses and startups you can make money. But even today, there are people who are able to invest regularly, let their money grow, and reap the benefit of compound interest. Now, let's go and understand what this couple have done and how they were able to reach this kind of corpus, and how their corpus will grow over the next couple of years, so that we can really understand the power of compounding. I I feel extremely delighted to share this couple's journey because this is not a regular thing that I have seen. These are all rare cases that I have seen when it comes to financial investments. Now let's go through the details. Now let's look in detail about this couple's financials. First is their investments are mainly in mutual fund, and they have a net worth of around 12 crores which are primarily invested in mutual funds in small and mid cap category. Because they have been investing for the past 2 decades, they were able to accumulate this kind of corpus. The husband started investing at the age of 22 when he first got his job, and his starting amount was around 13,000 per month, which was around 40% of his net income at that point of time. And with every increase in his salary, a job change, promotion, or all whatever increment he got in his salary was allocated towards his investment. And that is the reason why he is able to scale up from an amount of 13,000 per month to 6 lakh per month currently. Now, both of them are in their early 40s. The wife is around 42 and the husband is around 45 years of age. And they would like to continue doing their SIP for the next 10 years. And they are planning to retire by the age of 55 for the husband and 52 for the wife, because that is when they will be able to complete the education or the graduation of their kid. After which they would want to take a break, or they would want to go for a less stressful job. Now, they are expecting a return of around 15% before their retirement, because they have been consistently, or they were able to make a CAGR of around 18% over the past 2 decades. And they are assuming that there will be some reduction in the return in the next couple of years, and so they have taken it at 15%. They are comfortable with equity because they have been doing this for the past couple of years. Their annual expenses comes to around 48 lakhs, which is approximately 4 lakh per month. And the main investment or main expenses are around 75,000 going towards their monthly rent, and 50,000 towards their kids' expenses or kids' education. So which means around out of 4 lakh, around 1,25,000 is towards these two major expenses. Then they have allocated a good amount towards the travel because they enjoy traveling and they enjoy good food. Now altogether, today they are in a position to have this life. But you need to understand, they didn't start off with this kind of high income. It is their growth in their career due to their upskilling or their learning new skills to stay relevant in their industry, which helped them to fetch this kind of salary in spite of having a very normal start in their career. And other advantage is both the spouses are working. It is the wife brings in around 4 lakhs, which is per month, which is used for their running their family, and the 6 lakhs, which is a salary. These are all net income of the husband, is used towards savings and investment. Now, today they are in a good position with this kind of investment, and once they start investing further for the next 10 years, let's see how their financial situation would actually improve further with the help of compounding. Here we need to, and there is no guarantee that it will be continued in the future. But since this couple, they are very confident about their investment and they have gone through the various market cycles of market going up, down, and they were consistently ensuring that they keep investing whether the market is up or down, due to which they have been able to accumulate this kind of corpus, and they are sure that they would be able to get this kind of returns. And hence we will go by the calculation and see how it will scale up for them in the coming years. Let's go through their calculator and what does calculator have to say. So now when you look at it, they are currently 45. We are looking at only the husband's age, which is 45, and he's planning to retire in another 10 years, and he has accumulated a corpus of 12 crores, and he is planning to do a monthly SIP of 6 lakhs, and he is assuming to get a return of around 15% because he was able to generate around 18% return, or a CAGR of 18% for the past 2 decades. And after retirement, he is actually planning to have a more lesser returns, because he may not want to continue investing in mid cap and small cap space, and may actually transfer most of the amount towards index investment. And he is assuming to have an inflation of around 7%. Now here we have taken the monthly expenses today, because at 3 lakh, because there are some expenses like the kids education, the rental that they are paying on the house, which will not be relevant after their retirement. Also, there will be an increase in healthcare insurance, which they would be doing once he attains the age of 55. Now, there are certain big ticket items which will be coming after a couple of years for them, which is their kids higher education, which will come to around, or their, as of today's value, they are looking at around 1 crore 25 lakhs at the age of 51. So the inflation adjusted value will come up to around 1 crore 87 lakhs, which they need to actually be prepared at the age of 51. Then they want to buy a premium car at the age of 48, which would be an inflation adjusted amount of around 60 lakhs when he is 48. Then, as already I have mentioned, he doesn't have his own home at this point of time, because they are still living in a rented house. Now they want to buy a house which would be valued around 3 crore as of today, which will be amounting to around 5 crore after that by the time he reaches 53. Then they were allocating around 35 lakhs towards kids marriage, which they assume would be around the time he is 58, and the inflation adjusted amount would be almost 85 lakhs. And the best part is he has allocated money for his long-term health care, his and his spouse's long-term health care of around 75 lakhs as of today's value, which turns out to be around 7 crore at that point of time. During my interaction with many people, I haven't seen anybody who has allocated such a high amount towards long-term health care. His reason was he wouldn't want to be a burden on his kid, and doesn't want his kid to actually be responsible for this kind of money when they grow old. And I would think this is something great they have done in terms of their financial plan, where they are allocating a good portion of their investments towards their own long-term health care. Having interacted with many people, there are some things which I found very unique about this couple. First and foremost, they would want to give the best of education when it comes to their kid. They are ready to spare amount for that, and not spare a higher amount towards kids' marriage. The second thing is the car expense, which is happening at the 48th year. Till now, they are using a regular normal car, and they haven't had any fancy car. But today, they are confident that they are in a financial situation to have this kind of expense, and hence they are allocating a good amount of money towards that. Third is they didn't have a house till now, and when it's time for retirement and when they have decided where to settle, that is when they are buying home, unlike most people who would actually have a huge investment towards their current house. Between the EMI and also the down payment, huge amount of money would have been blocked and would not be invested had they taken that step. But they have wisely taken the step of delaying to buy a house when they decide where they want to settle, and they have sufficient amount which has been created to their investment over a period of time, because of which they are able to invest in a good property by the time they are 53 and nearing retirement. Next thing that I really liked about their financial journey is allocating a huge chunk of money towards their long-term health care. Especially today, people believe that they are going to be healthy. Especially when you're young, when you're having a good life, you tend to believe that you're going to have a good life. Yes, we all need to believe it, but we should be prepared for old age care also. Our kids are busy. The next generation may not have enough time to take care of our needs, and we shouldn't be a financial burden to them. And hence, them allocating such a huge amount towards their old age health care will give them a peace of mind that at least from the financial aspect they are taking care of it. So by the time they are 55, as per this calculation, we can come to the conclusion that they would have accumulated around 64 crores of rupees, which puts them into a wealthy category by our country standard. And this gives them the bandwidth to make additional expenses whenever they need in their retirement. Again, even if there is a market crash, even if their returns slash by or falls by 50%, still they are in a position to keep continuing their life without much worry and waiting for the market to recover. That is the beauty of having a huge financial cushion. And this couple that way can be living without fear when it comes to their financial life. With an assumption of returns of 15%, this is how their investment would be in the 10 years before their retirement. Here again, we need to understand the returns will not be linear when it comes to a mutual fund investment. There are years when you may be getting a return of around 20-25%, and there will be years when you will be getting a negative return. But overall, if you look at it, you would be able to get a CAGR of around 15% is the assumption. So if you look at that way, as long as the markets doesn't fall in the year he is retiring and things go steady, then he will be able to retire with a corpus of around 64 crores. And in case there is a fall in the market or a sudden dip in the market and his corpus is below this, he still will be in a position to retire because of the simple fact that he has a huge investment and his expenses compared to that is very small. And hence he will not have a problem even if there is a dip in the market, provided he is in a position to wait till the market picks up. He can either look at extending his service or he can take his retirement. This is how their post-retirement calculations look like. They look to be very comfortable after retirement because their annual expenses comes to a very small percentage of their corpus they have accumulated. Now, even if the market falls and the returns come down during those years, they can still continue to have their retired life comfortably because of the huge cushion they have. Ideally, it is better that around the time he is 50, which is 5 years before his retirement, he need to have a relook on his investment. And if the markets are favorable at that time, he need to withdraw maybe around 10 crore or amount required for 5 to 6 years of their expenses in a less riskier investment or guaranteed return investment, so that he doesn't have to worry too much about the volatility of the market. So even if the market is down, they will be able to tide over that period and keep the money invested and wait for the market to recover later on and withdraw the amount. So he need to have a relook in all this 5 years before his retirement to ensure that he is able to safeguard his money over the years. Again, he need not worry too much about his investment because of the huge cushion that he has and his experience in dealing with the volatility of the equity market. Somebody who has been in the market for the past 2 decades will be very much comfortable even in retirement for their investments in stock market. So he can continue doing this. At the age of 50, he can actually have a relook on his investment strategies. Even if you keep withdrawing from his retirement corpus, he needs to withdraw only around a little over 1% of his corpus, which is very comfortable even if the market is down. So from that financial point of view, I think they are well placed when it comes to their money. Now we have gone through their financial journey, and then we have understood the impact of long-term investments or compounding interest over a period of time. Here we need to understand certain points. First is they started off with a small amount of investment towards their SIPs, where he started this around 23 years back with a small amount of 13,000 per month. Today, because of their growth in their career, due to upskilling and being relevant in their industry, they are able to allocate around 6 lakhs towards their monthly SIP. Again, you need to understand that this is a journey where both the couples are striving to achieve their goals, which is a common goal for both of them. So, the husband's income is being saved and invested, and the wife is actually using her income to run the family. So it becomes very important that you need to embark on your financial journey as a couple and not having your own individual goals. It's good to have your own individual space, but you need to identify your common goals so that you will be able to achieve this together. Another thing is, irrespective of where the markets were, whether it was up or down, they kept on continuing their investment. They were not budged with a fall in the market, or they didn't have an impact about a rise in the market. They kept on their investment for 23 years, which helped them to accumulate such a huge corpus. Now, even if they just continue their investment without even making any fresh investment, it would grow into a huge corpus because of the simple fact that it has already grown to a large extent due to the effective compounding. Another thing is they were wise to ensure that they did not inflate their lifestyle with every increase in their income, but they were judicious and they were ensuring that they were allocating a higher percentage towards their investments. Again, here we need to note that they have not compromised on the quality of the life they have currently, because they are having enough amount provided for their running expenses. But because they have a huge income, they were able to actually have a good life and to save for their future. We need to understand that such successful couples are in a position to have a better life because they have taken an effort to keep accumulating their assets as well as having a good life, because both of them have their stressful career. So instead of going for some schemes which would fetch them better returns in short term, they took the long route of ensuring that they keep invested in the stock market, and through the effective compounding, accumulate their corpus. Also, they have ensured that mainly their investments are only in their mutual funds, but they also have a small amount towards their PF, which they are not considering at this point. Also, they have taken care of their all big ticket items coming in the future. And even if the markets are in a downturn and if they need to continue their work for another year or two at the time of retirement, they are ready to do it because they are still young and they have not reached an age where they have to retire. So looking into all this, I feel they are comfortable in terms of their financial life. Also, we need to understand that they need to revisit all their financial details at the time he turns 50, so that they have another 5 years towards retirement and make any corrective action at that point of time. I think this video would be a learning for many of you who believe that it is not possible to be wealthy or to accumulate wealth when you start off your career. But with the right amount of upskilling and knowledge, you would be able to grow in your career, and even with a salary, you will be able to accumulate a huge corpus just by ensuring that you diligently keep investing and you are disciplined in terms of your investment over a longer period of time. In case you find these videos useful, please like, share and subscribe to this channel and share it to maximum people so that it can be motivation for many people to embark on their financial journey. Thank you so much for your time.